Hi, my friend. Hello. Good to see you.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Abel.
Hello. Good to see you guys. I'm gonna start in a minute. Just checking. 0. Okay. Hello, hello, hello.
Are you on the webcam?
No.
Beautiful. Okay. I'm gonna start in a minute. Just a second.
Okay. Je hebt die in Bali zit.
You can put your mic off, please, guys. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, too much noise. Perfect. Thank you. Beautiful. Perfect. Okay, you can start to turn on your camera, guys, as we are about to start. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Ralph, Mo. Hello, hello. Good to see you, good to see you. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's start this session. So, guys, first question to you. How many of you would like to have your money working for you? Raise your hand. Yes, thank you. How many of you? Yeah, 2 hands, the legs, everything. How many of you would not like to have your money work for you? Just to see. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So you, no, not me. You are the right place, guys. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Demi. Nice to see you, my friend. So here you are at the Crypto and Bitcoin Business Club, guys. We created this space exactly for you. So first of all, because we value your time, the promise I give you is that by the end of this event, you will have more clarity on what is crypto, what is Bitcoin, and how to invest clearly. So, of course, as well, we value your time. So I want everybody to give yourself a big round of applause for being here and taking the time. Especially because you had probably the email last minute. So thank you for being here. That's beautiful. So what you will learn today, you will learn what Bitcoin is and why it's one of the most, or in my opinion, the most powerful tool to build long-term wealth and create passive income. So the first question I have to you, you can tap in the chat, you can raise your hand if that's your first ever crypto event. Tap me in the chat or raise your hand if it's your first crypto event, please. So I can see. Perfect, perfect. And if you never ever invested your money in your life, please raise your hand or tap me in the chat. Please tap me in the chat if you have never invested your money, just to see. Okay, so guys, I think we are all agree that it takes courage to show up to an event like this when we never invested our money or we never attended a crypto event. So please give them a big round of applause for being here. Thank you, thank you. Beautiful. So today it's going to be a little bit more freestyle. We still have a lot to cover today, but as you see, I'm alone. My business partner is not here. This is more relaxed. It's chill. It's the holidays. So we will make it more interactive as usual. So it can also look like a Q&A session. So you can also ask your question. So before we continue, what you will not have in this session, you will not hear about crypto scams or MLM scams, not any crypto trend, these fake promises where people tell you you're going to be a millionaire in 2 months if you invest in that project. You will not hear that. So please raise your hand if you are okay with me not telling you about this this bad project. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. If you are on the road, please do not interact. Just listen. Do not raise your hand. Okay. Good. Is it okay if I share a little bit about myself? Thank you. So, thank you. My name is Appel and it's a pleasure for me to have you today. So, I hold a master's degree in international wealth management, and I have the first ever crypto degree delivered in France. So I explored crypto very deeply. I explored finance very deeply. And I also learned the hard way because I lost a lot of money in crypto. And as I said, I paid a lot of money also for my education. So I think something, and it can be also the first information I give you, so you know a little bit more about myself, is that I am against crypto. It can be a little bit weird for you to attend an event organized by someone who says, I am against crypto. So you will understand why during this event as well. The big difference between what we call crypto and what we call Bitcoin. So I learned a lot also by myself, and please raise your hand if you believe learning by yourself sometimes is even better than in school for some subject, right? Exactly, thank you. So yeah, like many Bitcoiners that you will meet, I've invested more than 3,000 hours studying this subject and still counting. So why? Because in Bitcoin, and you will discover as well, I found a system that is fair, right? That is fair, that is true, that is about freedom. And that's why I built a company around that to help beginners invest the right way with a process that is really simple, that is passive and automatic once it's set up. And so since then, I've created a lot of different content around the subject, and my life mission has been that. So now if you are ready to start, please tap good in the chat. If you're ready to start, tap good in the chat. Tap good in the chat as you are ready to start. Oh, hi, Victor. Nice to see you. But by the way, how many of you have realized that I ask a lot of questions? How many of you realize I ask a lot of questions? Raise your hand if you realize that. And raise your hand, please, if you find it annoying already that I ask a lot of questions. Be honest. You can be honest. Okay. Now I'm telling you this because that's how we teach here. That's how we teach. We make you interact a lot. That's a technique that is called NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. Okay, so we are going to ask you a lot of things. That's for you to remember a lot more than if it was a passive event. So again, if you are in your car, do not participate. But for the rest, please, as we're gonna start and as we like to start this event, everybody please stand up. Please stand up, everybody. We're gonna put some energy just to start. Everybody, please stand up. And I'm gonna share my screen. So normally my business partner is helping me with this, but now I'm alone today. So we're gonna do like this. And I invite you to dance with me for a few seconds. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Please give yourself a big round of applause. Beautiful. Now we have the energy to start. That's what I like. So now I am a flip chart person. So no more boring PDF. It's gonna be flip charts. And we're gonna start. We are going to start with the first definition of crypto. Crypto is a digital money secured by cryptography and runs on a blockchain. So please type in the chat what I've just said about crypto, which elements I've just mentioned. Type in the chat, please, what is crypto? Type in the chat, type in the chat. Help me, guys. Do not leave me alone. What is crypto? What is crypto? Okay, so I see cryptography and I see blockchain. But first, and this is extremely important for what we're gonna see today. Oh, but so. Currency, cryptocurrency. It's super, super important. Digital money, exactly. Thank you, Ralph. Digital money. And we talked about cryptography. So first, I think I'm gonna stop here with cryptography. This is extremely important. So cryptography works with mathematics, okay, with mathematics. And I think it's better that I show you how it works. So first of all, when you invest in Bitcoin, type in the chat, what is the best way to invest in Bitcoin? What is the best way? There is multiple ways to invest in crypto. What is the best way to invest in Bitcoin? Type in the chat. Is it through Binance? Is it through a platform? Is it through something else? I can see exactly hardware wallet. So the best way to invest is to have this kind of device, which is called a hardware wallet. Okay, a hardware wallet. So when you have a hardware wallet, you have your Bitcoin. Otherwise, if you invest through a platform like Binance, FTX, Kraken, Bitvavo, all of that, you own nothing. Okay, so I talked about cryptography. Okay, cryptography. So when you are going to open this this first Bitcoin wallet with this hardware wallet, what's going to happen is that the device is going to generate a pair of public and private keys. Okay, public and private keys. So how to explain here, because visual is memorable. When we can see it, we remember better. So here you have your Bitcoin wallet. Okay, let's say that this is your first ever Bitcoin wallet. You are going to be able to access your Bitcoin wallet with a private key. Okay, when you open with a private key, you have access to your Bitcoin. So let's say 0.1 Bitcoin. And then you can keep it, you can exchange it, you can sell it, whatever. But you are the one with the private key that can access this Bitcoin wallet. By the way, guys, can you help me and tell me in the chat how much is worth 0.1 Bitcoin today, please? Super precise for Ralph. I see 7,300, 6,000. Yes, exactly. And maybe for the beginners, can you say how much do you think 0.1 Bitcoin will be worth in 10 years? Just to have an idea. $30K, millions for Radek. There's some bull in the chat. 700,000. Yeah, that's some good estimation. Yeah, I think we have the same. So it's super important to start accumulating even fraction of Bitcoin because it's going to be worth a lot. Okay, then we talked about also blockchain. So last time, last month, we went very deep into the blockchain. So if you remember, I took an example of a book. So let's say that the blockchain is like a book, right? It's like a book, an accounting book that is made to register every transaction. So the book is the blockchain, and every pages are one block of this blockchain, okay? And the transactions are here. So we're not going to go too deep into what is the blockchain. We try to every month give you different content for the event. So we went very deep into the blockchain last time. It was a workshop. We haven't been to this demo website to really show you how much. Ralph, according to Paolo statistic, about 120,000. Yeah, about 100,000. It can be good as well. I think it's still a little bit bearish, but yeah, the power law works pretty well. We can talk about the power law during the optional Q&A at the end of the event. It's really fantastic to see how the price prediction of Bitcoin works. So we talked about cryptocurrency being a currency using cryptography and running on a blockchain, okay? So most true cryptocurrencies run on a public open network. So in my opinion, you do whatever you want with it. In my opinion, not other cryptocurrency except from Bitcoin should deserve your time, money, and attention. And we're going to see a little bit more about why I think that. And tell me in the chat, please, if you heard about the blockchain dilemma. If you heard about the blockchain dilemma, please write yes in the chat. No. Oh, nice. I thought it was something well known. Perfect. That's good. Okay, blockchain dilemma. So it's actually, maybe I wrote that a little bit too big. Okay. So we also call it in French, it's le triangle d'incompatibilité. So the triangle of incompatibility. And that's something really important to understand when we learn about crypto. So there is 3 things in order to make a good cryptocurrency or good blockchain. Maybe you can open your mic or tap in the chat if you want. What could do the best blockchain? What are the characteristics that you would want for a blockchain or a good crypto investment? You would like, what would you like? You can share ideas just like this. Any idea? You can tap on it. Secure. I see safety.
Decentralized.
Decentralized.
Probably doing it.
Yeah, it's not managed by one entity that can take decisions.
Yes. Okay. So maybe we can start with this one. Decentralized. Okay, decentralized. This is super important. The main reason why Bitcoin has been created was to have something that cannot be changed. So the anonymous inventor of Bitcoin have created Bitcoin in a way that even himself doesn't have the tools or the power to change anything. After he released the code in 2008, 2009, the rules were set in stone, or at least the biggest rules are set in stone. And then after, it's decentralized network that can vote on some decision. So in order to attain decentralization, I really want you to remember that it's super hard. To create something that is fully decentralized, it's almost impossible. We don't even know exactly how the inventor of Bitcoin have been able to create that. But before we continue, do you know, tell me in the chat, do you know how many years of research have been done before the release of Bitcoin? How many years of research have been done before the 2008 release of Bitcoin, or the invention of Bitcoin? Do you have an approximation? 5 years of research, 2 years of research, 20 years? I see 15 years. 15 looks like it's your approximation. No idea for Rado. Okay, I'm going to show you this. So in fact, there has been more than 40 years, 44 and 0, 40 years of deep, hey, 40 years of deep research in order to be able to create something like Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is an invention that has taken different technologies and put them together. So that's why I tell you that this is almost impossible to create something that's beautiful in terms of mathematics, in terms of technology. It's a pure beauty. So you can see it started a long time ago, and we will not necessarily go too deep about that, but just tell me by raising your hand if you heard about the cypherpunk, for example. The cypherpunks? Not necessarily? Okay. The cypherpunks, you can consider that these are the most well-known people and community around cryptography. And so cryptography with a kind of a political view of protecting your private life in the digital world. That's what the cypherpunks were focused on. Okay. Then what other characteristic for a good blockchain? Discovery or invention? That's the philosophical question, Ralph. That's the philosophical question. Was Bitcoin a discovery or an invention? Yeah, I don't know exactly where to stand on that one. So after you told me decentralization. Yeah, just to do the basic comparison with other cryptocurrencies is that almost no other cryptocurrency are really decentralized. So you can take something like Ethereum, that is the second biggest cryptocurrency, okay? Ethereum is not decentralized at all, okay? They were in proof of work at the beginning, so the same technology as Bitcoin with mining. So mining, we will discuss about that. And since 2021, they changed to become proof of stake, okay? Proof of stake mechanism. But just the change itself make you realize that there is a team, there is a CEO, there is a foundation that is based in Switzerland, and there is human beings controlling the cryptocurrency of Ethereum, and that can change big rules. So not decentralized. After I've heard, I saw in the group chat, someone mentioned another point that is super important, which is security. When you invest in something, yeah, you kind of pray for that thing to not disappear one day, right? So here it's kind of related with decentralized in a way, because it's the security of a cryptocurrency will depend on the mechanism that it used. So if you are in proof of stake, let's say that there is a lot of different chances of attack. For example, proof of stake. Do you know what proof of stake is? Because you can tap in the chat. Do you know proof of stake? Proof of stake. Have you heard about proof of stake? No. Coins active on the network. Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Proof of stake. So when you invest in Ethereum or in other cryptocurrency that runs on proof of stake, basically to protect the network, you will be asked to take some of your coins, right, and block them, and blocking them for a period of time. And you will be considered as a node, and that's proof of stake. For example, to be a node, to run a node and to become a node on Ethereum, you need, I think, 30 Ethereum, something like that, 30 Ethereum. So it's more than 50,000 euro. So even that show you that it is not decentralized, not enough, because you will have to put a lot of money and basically be knowledgeable about the subject to become a Ethereum node. But in proof of work, it's mining, and mining is some hardware machines. So we saw that last time, how does mining works, but basically mining requires a lot of energy. Raise your hand if you have already heard about Bitcoin using or needing a lot of energy, right? Bitcoin requires a lot of energy and a lot of capital, right, to invest in these hardware machines that use a lot of electricity. So basically, when we talk about proof of work, you can hear in your mind, Bitcoin proof of work, it means the more energy there is, the more my Bitcoins are secured. So you can consider even the ASICs, the machines, the Bitcoin machines, being the safe haven to Bitcoin. That's what is securing your Bitcoin. Okay, is there a third one for having the perfect blockchain or the perfect crypto? I think I've seen it, but I'm not sure. Is there a third one? Speed, 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 speed. We want to be able to send and receive transaction very fast, right? So here we talk about scalability. That's the word, scalability. Scalability is the possibility to be fast in the blockchain and in the transactions, okay? And it's way harder than we think. It's almost, and that's why we talk about blockchain dilemma, it's almost impossible to have everything in one cryptocurrency. And for example, Ethereum decided to go into proof of stake because they were not fast enough for themselves. That they were afraid that other cryptocurrencies like Solana, XRP, this kind of what we call, or what I call, shitcoins, and you should not look at them, but they are super fast. They use this point as much as possible, but they are okay with being less secure and less decentralized. So for Bitcoin to be faster, I think some of you know already what are the projects that we can use in order to transact faster and cheaper in Bitcoin. Can you type in the chat? Lightning. Raise your hand if you don't know about Lightning. Okay, so we can use what we call layer 2 solution. But we will not discuss about that today, but it's just to tell you that Lightning is a layer 2 solution on top of Bitcoin, and it goes super fast. And now I want to show you a quick video. That is going to explain you the importance of Bitcoin. Let me share that with you. And tell me if you don't hear the sound.
Bitcoin represents the greatest digital transformation of the 21st century. It represents digital capital. The global wealth is distributed across assets that provide utility and others that preserve capital. But risk is destroying trillions of dollars of that capital every single year, and investors are turning to digital capital in the form of Bitcoin in order to avoid that risk. Digital capital is economically and technically superior to physical capital, and it represents a revolutionary advance in capital preservation. The asset class itself is growing from trillions to hundreds of trillions of dollars, and it is backed by digital power along with political and economic power. Bitcoin's the best asset you can own. The numbers speak for themselves. It makes a lot more sense to buy Bitcoin than to buy your own stock back, or to hold Bitcoin rather than holding bonds. If you're going to outperform, you're going to need Bitcoin. Luckily, you have an alternative. Public support for Bitcoin is surging, as is support for the U.S. Bitcoin Strategic Reserve.
Sell them into Bitcoin. That way, we wouldn't have to use any new dollars.
As is Wall Street support.
I believe Bitcoin is legitimate.
And the President of the United States says,
never sell your Bitcoin, right?
That's why we're entering year one of the crypto renaissance. And you have a choice to make. Cling to the past or embrace the future. Divest billions of dollars and slow your growth rate. Invest billions of dollars and accelerate your growth rate.
Okay, please give a big round of applause for this definition. Just by curiosity, can you say in the chat if some of you have been able to recognize the man talking in this video? We will mention him a little bit at the end. Danny, Ralph. Is there anybody else? Michael Saylor. So we'll talk about him a little bit more in the Q&A or in the price prediction as well. So Bitcoin, so Bitcoin is the first form of digital money that cannot be printed, seized, or manipulated. It's a tool that, let's say, ordinary people save and move value safely anywhere on Earth without needing a bank or any institution per se. So that's the very first time in history that we have a money that obeys by rules, but not by rulers. We could take a little bit of time just on that definition. Now, I'm going to give you a few minutes to talk between yourself with breakout rooms to just go through what we discussed since the beginning, what you remember, what you understand. If some of you don't understand everything, you can ask also to your new friends. You can also introduce yourself quickly during these breakout rooms, and we can see each other in, let's say, 2-3 minutes. So just, yeah, for the breakout rooms, you will be please able to turn on your camera if you want. It's not obliged, but if you want. So I'm going to create the breakout rooms. 3. Okay, normally you have been invited, you can go. Okay, perfect. So normally you have perfect. Okay. I don't know if I'm alone here. 2-3 minutes. Okay, everybody come back. Everybody come back.
I just need to say goodbye because I need to work at 1 p.m. But thank you for everything and see you
Thank
soon.
you. See you. Thank you.
I don't know how to keep. Okay, let's go.
Everybody come back. Okay, everybody come back, come back, people. Come back. Okay, just before everybody come back, is there someone who wants to share maybe a haha moment that you had, or just share what you experienced this fall? You can turn on your mic, of course.
Where to start?
Yeah.
I think for me and arguably one of the things I was kind of discussing was kind of the maturity piece and kind of better understanding of what Bitcoin is and how it separates itself from, I guess, the wider crypto market. I was kind of saying how friends had introduced me to Bitcoin back in 2020 when it was like maybe 18 or 20,000. But I don't think I had the maturity at that point to kind of look into Bitcoin seriously. And it wasn't until kind of meeting you at Quantum Leap and then having some, again, just really analyzing the market. Again, one of the things I mentioned is I think the US announced 21 months consecutively of printing money, which is, from a monetary supply perspective, that's insane. In terms of not just how it devalues not just your first coin and currency, but also your stocks as well, and how much that is inflated versus what's actually real. So I think as part of kind of maturing on that kind of Bitcoin journey, and as you mentioned before, it's kind of getting started. Anytime now is the best time, regardless of whatever amount it is. And as you feel more comfortable, you can adjust as you go forward.
So if I can resume kind of in one number, what surprised you in your Bitcoin journey and what have been for you the most important parts, I would say, is the scarcity of this new asset. Meaning you learned about inflation, you heard about the Federal Reserve printing money like crazy after the 2020 crisis, COVID crisis. And also you understand that also other cryptocurrencies, or you understand the concept of asset inflation. So guys, please, I know for some people it can take months, it can take years. For Demi, it took him maybe a few weeks, I don't know, to understand it, but asset inflation is a real thing. So you heard him say he understood that the fact that the stocks were rising in value was linked to the printing of money. So it was not linked to real added value created. It's super important. So yeah, what struck Demi the most is to have an asset that is scarce, limited in amount. So for the beginners in the chat, there's never going to be more than 21 million Bitcoin, which is not important to know exactly the number, but what is important is to know that there is never going to be more. It's scarce and limited. Maybe, yeah, I see Cheyenne raising your hand. You can turn on your mic, of course. It's real asset. Ralph, do you want to? I don't understand what you wrote, but if you want to share, maybe.
Sorry, no, what I wanted to say is that not only stocks are inflated by the printing of money, but it's also with the housing market and with everything, because it all goes up if there's more money.
That's beautiful. That's poetry to my ears. Please, if there is someone who don't understand this concept, you can of course ask questions. Okay, is there anybody else who wants to share maybe what you learned during the breakout rooms, or just your experience with the breakout rooms? Should we do, you can tap in the chat, should we do more breakout rooms or less breakout rooms? Just tap in the chat just to know if you want to interact more and discuss more also between you. Okay, tap in the chat if you want more breakout rooms or less breakout rooms, and we can. I enjoy the breakout room and interaction. Thank you, Demi. More is nice. Beautiful, beautiful. That's what I thought. Enjoyed. Perfect. Perfect. Beautiful. So now I want to discuss about a topic that we didn't mention since the beginning, the very beginning of our events that we started at the beginning of 2025 in Geneva. It was only in-person events, and we moved on online events because, as you can see, I'm not in Europe, I'm in Indonesia, so it's 30 degrees here. And so I didn't want to stop the event, so it's now online, but still we never mentioned, and it's perhaps the most important part, the mindset we need in order to be financially successful. So please tap in the chat if you ever heard about this one. If you ever heard about the cash flow quadrant of Robert Kiyosaki, tap me in the chat, tap me in the chat. If you ever heard about the cash flow quadrant. Victor, yes. Tap no in the chat if you never heard about the cash flow quadrant. Have to go. See you next time. Okay. See you next time. Okay, no. Beautiful, beautiful. So that's the basis of the mindset to financial freedom. So the first, so there is only 4 categories, okay? And the first category that we want to avoid as much as possible, and it's not necessarily negative when I'm saying that, so please do not take it the wrong way. It's really to become financially free that I want you to remember this one. So the first one is E, employee. So the employee mindset will not help you moving forward for your financial freedom. But it's not only the mindset, okay? It's not only the mindset, because you will understand during our events and our programs what inflation does to the employee. So when you are an employee, the first important part is that you cannot raise your salary at the pace of inflation or more. So if inflation is 20% per year and you don't get a raise every year by 20%, you become poor. Okay? It's super important. If you don't get a raise, at least at the pace of inflation, you get poor. So what we want is to move from the employee mindset, but also the employee state in a way, is to move to what? Do you have an idea of what we want to become in order to be more free? Tap in the chat if you have an idea, please. Tap in the chat. We want to move to self-employed. Exactly, Denny. Self-employed. So here, when you start your business and you are self-employed, your salary or your revenues are proportional to your time, your energy, your efforts, your input that you're going to decide to put in this business. So you will not have a ceiling in terms of finances. So if you want to increase your own price, you can. You are more free than in the employee state. But still here, you're not financially free. You are still trading your time for money in the self-employed, okay? So we want to move here. And do you have an idea what is the category that is more free than the self-employed? You can type in the chat if you have an idea. Who is more free than the self-employed? Who is more free than the self-employed? Exactly, Demi. Business owner. So the business owner, right? The business owner is not involved in the everyday process of the business. So the business owner is just on top of a business. He has a team that works independently or autonomously, and he just get paid basically. So we want to move to that. That's the goal. But then there is a category that for me have finished the game, the financial game in life, that is here. And do you have an idea of what is this? And of course, it's going to be personalized. Victor say, investor, investor. So an investor just get paid to live. That's basically what happened when you are here. You're an investor, you get paid to live. Okay? And obviously, the one who created this cash flow quadrant is called Robert Kiyosaki. And Robert Kiyosaki wrote his book, or his books, most of them, 15, 20 years or more ago, right? So I allow myself to modernize his cash flow quadrant by adding Bitcoin here in the investor category. You want to become a Bitcoin investor. And do you know that Kiyosaki has been investing massively these last few years into Bitcoin? Raise your hand if you knew that. Demi, did you know that Kiyosaki is investing massively into Bitcoin? Victor knows.
I thought he was more into silver.
Silver. He has precious metals and is investing a lot in Bitcoin. And one of his best friend, maybe some people knows one of his best friend, Donald Trump. I don't know if you know this guy. Donald Trump is also investing massively into Bitcoin. He created in 2024 with his family a company dedicated only, nothing else, dedicated to invest in Bitcoin. I recently sold all this Bitcoin. Is it a fake news, Ralph? What is the source? And who? Donald Trump or Kiyosaki? And we're gonna move to the other mindset to have when it comes to financial literacy. It add Bitcoin from the name now. Yeah, I haven't heard that yet, but I will come back to you if I know more. So here, have you seen this one, guys? This is super important mindset and framework to have when it comes to financial freedom. Income statements, balance sheet, being able to decipher the difference between assets and liability. So in the income statement, you can have like your income, your revenues. You can have some dividend if you invest in the stock market, for example, some rental incomes if you have some real estate properties. In the expenses, you have some taxes, you have some mortgage payments. And the most important part for us is the balance sheet. So the balance sheet is what you have, the thing that you own. So you have two different categories, assets and liabilities. So in the assets, and that's something that you can write down if you want, rich people or wealthy people never sell their assets. If you understand what Demi said earlier about asset inflation, it means that the assets that you are selling, you will never have them back at this price because they keep printing money. So there is a huge opportunity cost of selling assets. So that's why we also say that we will never sell Bitcoin, for example. So guys, let's do a declaration. We like to do declaration during our events, and it helps creating this mindset, this new mindset to have. So please repeat after me. I will never sell my assets.
I will never sell
I
my
will never
assets.
sell my assets.
I will never sell my assets. Perfect. Thank you. Give yourself a big round of applause. Thank you. Now I want to move on to something else. Is there a question this for, I don't want to go too fast as well. I didn't follow up here. Okay, Hannah. Trump also created Federal Bitcoin Reserve. No, it's just a project, but it's not yet implemented. But so maybe for Mo and Jacqueline, the Donald Trump administration is massively Bitcoiner. So people who invest massively into Bitcoin, and so they are proposing a lot of projects around Bitcoin. One of the projects is to create a strategic Bitcoin reserve for the US government. So government are also investing now into Bitcoin. So that's one. That's okay, Radamir. That's okay, my friend. Thank you for telling us. Perfect. Okay, now I want to give you something. Yeah, let's do that. Because we talk about this thing, but we never really pause just a second to say, but what is this? What is money? What is money? We use it every day, and we never really stop and say, what is this exactly? So what I like to do is to say that money is your time. First and foremost, money is your time, okay? We only have 24 hours per day. We only have 24 hours per day. And listen to me clearly, listen to me very, very well, just because I'm going to say something that is heartbreaking for some people, but they are printing faster that you can earn. I'm going to write it down. Because this one, especially if you are an employee, it's super important. They are printing faster that, I'm going to say they are printing faster that than I can earn. It's better to do formulation with the I than the you. So it's really like you take it for yourself. They are printing faster than I can earn. And that's why we want to move from employee to self-employed to business owner to investor. Okay? Because if you're an employee, you cannot scale your wealth here. So money is your time, but not only that, money is also your energy. Your energy. Money is your energy. Because as I like to see human beings, it's like we have and we are a battery. We have a limited battery of energy. Every day you wake up and you have a limited amount of energy. So it's super important that you see money as your time and energy in an abstracted form that we call money. And so this morning you wake up, you have a limited amount of energy, and you still decided to come here to this event to learn and to have some time learning about money, financial education, and Bitcoin, and being here with me. So please give yourself a big round of applause. Give yourself a big one. You know what? Give yourself a little tap here. Like, yeah. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. No, it's super important, guys. So since we have a limited amount of time and energy, it's important that you direct this time and energy to growing your wealth. And to understand that, I want to go back to what Demi said as well about inflation. You know what? We're going to do a small breakout room so that you can discuss about what we saw just these last few minutes, discuss about money, inflation, Bitcoin, and the few slides that we did, because I'm doing a monologue here and I want you to participate as well. So let's go for 2 minutes into some breakout rooms. Okay. So I think there is 2 breakout rooms. Okay. Mo, are you with me? I don't see you, Mo. Okay. Okay, everybody come back as we are about to finish the session. Everybody come back. Okay, is there anybody who wants to share maybe a little bit about the breakout rooms or about anything? You can turn on your camera and your mic. Ralph, I see that you have your mic turned on. Okay. Victor, do you want to share something?
Sure. We discussed the difference between like Bitcoin price and the blockchain technology. And I think Jacqueline is an expert on that now, so she can explain.
Beautiful. Jacqueline, do you want to share a little bit?
Yeah, I want to share, but for me, everything is for me new. I know nothing about Bitcoin, and I wanted to know what blockchain was because, Victor explained it with me very, very easy. So it has to do with security and everything and with technology. So for me, that's the most important what I need to know about it now.
Yeah, and I think the most important part when we really begin and before going too deep, it's really that your money and your energy should be directed to Bitcoin and not to other crypto because you have more chances to lose your money as we kind of all did at the beginning. At least I did. So it's kind of a shortcut to say that, I think. But I can sound it extreme, and that's okay. Victor, do you want to say something maybe?
I think the confusion was between like the red and green candles in price graph and blockchain. So we discussed that it's very different things. Blockchain is the system underlying Bitcoin transaction where Bitcoins can circulate, while the the price graph are the kind of interpretation of how people value those coins that circulates on the blockchain based on, well, supply and demand, basically. So we discussed that.
Perfect. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Victor. So what I want to just finish on the benefits, because maybe it's not that clear, but the benefit of becoming a Bitcoin investor and a lifelong learner for that matter, but it's more about also financial education. Okay, so I want to share with you first this. I don't know if you saw this one. It's quite impressive to know who owns Bitcoin, who are the Bitcoin investors. And you can see that even in 2025, even though we hear about Trump, governments, big companies, Michael Saylor buying billions and putting billions of dollars into buying Bitcoin, here you can see that still in 2025, more than 65% of people owning Bitcoins are individuals like you and me. And that gives you kind of a big relief in terms of the concentration of power and all of that. So you can see individuals. You can also see that there is a huge gray area, huge gray rectangle, that is the Bitcoin that are lost or considered to be lost forever. There is a lot of reason for that. There is technical reason. There is people who have bought Bitcoin in exchanges, platforms like Binance, like FTX, like Mongox. You remember at the beginning, I showed you how you should invest in Bitcoin. It's with a hardware wallet. And people have lost a lot of money buying on platforms. Okay, So it was kind of this way since the beginning, individuals like you and me owning Bitcoin. But since 2024, since last year, things have changed. Okay, things are changing and it's changing fast. So you can see where we were, where we are now, and where we are going. Okay, so at the very beginning, you can consider that since 2008, the beginning of Bitcoin, to 2020 approximately, it was people who have been investing in Bitcoin were the tech entrepreneurs or the idealists I told you about, these cypherpunks who have for only life mission, life goal to protect us in the digital world. So that's why they understood Bitcoin pretty well. Some of them are part of the creation of Bitcoin itself. So it was for them really easy to be in Bitcoin at the beginning. And then 2017 is the beginning of other cryptocurrencies who have been all born using the Bitcoin code and putting their own rules. So you heard about Ethereum, Solana, all of these things. And so we call them the crypto cowboys. So there is a word that I use a lot to talk about them. I talk about shitcoins. It's not really a good word, but this is what I think. 95% of this crypto created in 2017 have disappeared with the money of the investors. That's why I say, do not even spend your time on this. And as I told you, 2024, everything changed because they have created financial products for these big institutions, governments, and big corporations to invest easily into Bitcoin. And that's why they've been investing massively, and you hear about these big personalities, celebrities investing massively into Bitcoin. You have Michael Saylor here, Michael Saylor, who is the CEO of MicroStrategy, now Strategy, who is the company that own and buy the most amount of Bitcoin. Then you have the US government and Donald Trump, who is investing massively into Bitcoin. And of course, Tesla with Elon Musk, who has been investing into Bitcoin since 2017, 2018. It's been a long time that Tesla officially say that they have Bitcoin in their treasury. And so everything changed at this moment. Now, for giving you like an idea of where we're going in terms of price, there is this price prediction, right? So here you can see that in 2050, right, 25 years, one Bitcoin could be worth, in the worst case scenario, 130,000, the very, very worst case scenario. In the base case scenario, around 3 million, which is, yeah, understandable. And in the bull case scenario, 50 million. Okay, 50 million for one Bitcoin. And of course, this is not financial advice. And I think Ralph mentioned this power law, Bitcoin power law. I told you Bitcoin is created by mathematics. Mathematics don't lie, people do. Remember this one as well. And so we've been able to predict the price of Bitcoin since the beginning, really. And we've been able to do that also for the future, basically, because Bitcoin, as you can see with this graph, is really following the same trend and eating the same predictable target, I would say. So with the scarcity implied, we can easily understand that this is the best investment in the world. And that's why you are here, guys. So give yourself a big round of applause for still being here. Thank you. So now I want to close the session as we started the session, so we can have a little bit of smile and energy. So I will put the song again, our favorite music. You can already stand up if you want. Playlist, history here. Okay. To finish this session, guys, please, everybody stand up and tell me if you don't hear the sound. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, ay, ay, ay. Beautiful, beautiful. Give yourself a big round of applause. Well done for taking the time to be here, to playing full on. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. I had a very good time, very good time with you. Now, the event is finished. I will get back to you to hear about your feedbacks. And now, as I love to say, hello, goodbye to all of you and those who want to stay for a quick Q&A session. I will let the Zoom live. So thank you very much for those of you who have to go. Bye, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you very much. Thank you. See you soon. And I leave the Q&A here. Okay. See you soon, Ralph. See you. Hi, Jacqueline. Hi, bye. Okay, Victor. Victor is still here. I don't know if you hear me. Thanks, I like the mix of
Thanks,
Thank
Abel.
you. Yeah, my pleasure.
Nice
Thank
weekend.
you.
Bye.
Ciao.